Hello everyone, I would like to introduce the new name of my channel. So the new name of my channel, of course you already saw it, will be Home and Gardening with Monique. So I decided to change the name of my channel because as of right now I'm only doing, maybe showing a couple of cooking vlogs, and I mostly do gardening. There are other things that I love to do as well, but sometimes I don't have time to, or can't make the time to do the other things that I would like to show. That doesn't mean that I still won't include that on this channel. So those other things that I like, such as crafting and DIYs, or even shopping vlogs, I still include in this channel. But the majority of everything would be, maybe a little bit of canning, a little bit of cooking, and mostly gardening. So this is the reason for the name change. If you guys are new here, I'm Monique, and I love to garden. I love to just show you guys little cooking recipes, things from scratch. And I also will be doing a little bit of canning as well, and just other things, whatever may come up. So I live in Mississippi. I'm a mother of 4. As of right now, I'm a stay-at-home wife, and my gardening zone is 8B. Formerly it used to be 8A, and I just like to share my just my everyday gardening experiences and my gardening journey with you guys, with whomever is like-minded that loves gardening videos and homesteading videos as well. I don't have a homestead. I live in the city in Mississippi, and I do have maybe 3 or 4 garden plots on my property, in my yard, including one in my front yard and about 3 in my backyard. So I'm not going to hold you guys for very long. So in today's vlog, I will be pruning my tomato plants, and also topping them off with more dirt in the buckets. And I also made a new flower garden, well, a flower garden plot. So I hope you guys stick around and hang out with me again today in the garden, and I hope you guys enjoy this vlog. And I thank you guys so much for tuning back in and watching, and I thank you for subscribing and liking the videos to the channel. I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy. Right back out in the garden. Right, so I have to fill my buckets on up with dirt. When I initially planted these tomatoes, they were baby tomato plants at the time, so I'm going to fill the buckets up, and I need to try to prune my tomato plants as well, because I don't want them to be too bushy. And then I do see some yellowing going on here, so I'm not for sure what that's about, but I'm gonna go ahead and give these a trim and fill the buckets with more soil. So I'm gonna start with this tomato plant. And I'm gonna start like at the base. And I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but I'm gonna try to start at the base, cutting this off. And I'm just gonna work my way up. And I've also, to my understanding, when you cut off the suckers of your tomato plants, you can grow another tomato plant off of that sucker. So I'm wondering about doing it with my Roma tomatoes instead of having to, you know, just kind of restart seeds over. Then I may consider doing it with the Roma tomatoes. These tomatoes are, this right here, this bucket is the beefsteak tomato. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this. And also, to my understanding, the suckers, like, so this is, let's just say, like, this is the main branch here, and this one right here that's growing in between that branch is the sucker. So we don't want a lot of suckers, because what may happen is your tomato plant will get like very, very bushy, and you're not going to get a good production of tomatoes. You're going to have more plant than tomatoes, at least to my understanding. So I'm going to continue to trim these off. And I'm going to fill these in with some more dirt. Okay. So let's see. Go ahead and trim that one. Alright, so I'm finished with this one. And as you can see, it's already growing some little baby tomatoes. I remember last year I planted some, I believe it was called Big Boy tomatoes, and at the time it was actually my first time planting tomato plants, and I didn't know that you had to prune tomato plants. And I noticed that my tomato plants last year, they were growing like at a fast rate, and they was growing like taller and taller and taller. And I was just wondering, I was like, what? Why are they growing so tall? But I found out that if you don't prune them, then that's what they would do. Like those tomato plants were I believe indeterminate, So you didn't know like whether or not they were going to just grow to a certain height or grow a certain way and then, you know, stop like a determinate will. But those tomato plants gotten up to about a little more than 6 feet tall. And I noticed when they were like very tall, they didn't yield out a lot of a big yield of tomatoes, and all of my tomatoes were small. So, you know, lesson learned from that. Like each year your garden or whatever you're planting, it teaches you a lesson, and you learn from that, and you do better the next year. So for me, gardening is an adventure. It's a journey, and your plants gonna have a way of teaching you what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and that will help you have a better garden season for the next year. So I have all of my tomato plants all pruned up. So the next thing I have to do now is get my buckets filled with soil, so that this will provide my tomato plants with more stability for their stems, and also it'll allow for the roots to also grow as well through the new soil. Because I believe if I was to take this tomato plant out of this bucket, I believe that the whole all this soil would be nothing but roots in here. And the bigger the tomato plant gets, it yields off lots of roots. So as I stated before, I didn't initially put the soil all the way to the top of the bucket, and that was because my tomato plants were young baby tomato plants, and they wasn't not even as tall as this bucket yet. So I couldn't do that until they got bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill my bucket, all the buckets up to the top with soil, and we'll move on to the next thing to do in the garden. some zinnias right here that I'm going to plant in my new pot that I just dug up. Along with that, with my sunflowers here. Then I also have some marigolds as well. Okay, so this is the plot, and it's just right on the back side of my garden bed. And I dug this up and I added in some compost manure soil in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe start with a sunflower right here on the edge, and I might do sunflower, zinnia, marigold, sunflower, zinnia, marigold, or something like that in that order. So I'm about to get ready to get these planted in, and I will bring you guys back. These are some marigolds. I believe they are a different kind of marigold plant, because these are a little tall. So I'm gonna get some of these transplanted also in my flower bed as well. Let's see. I didn't put on here what type of marigold this is, but I'm pretty sure I have the seed packet in the house. So I'm gonna get some of these transplanted in here in different spaces. And I do know that marigolds, they multiply just as well as zinnias do. So I'm gonna get these put in. Okay, so this is another day, but I'm just showing you guys that I completed my flower bed. So there's a mix of mammoth sunflowers, different varieties of zinnias, and marigolds in this little flower bed here. And I put in a little bit of mulch on top, and also I tried to decorate it a little bit with some rocks. So I'm going to be very excited to see how all of these flowers grow, and how all of these flowers are going to look right here in this spot. So I'm excited to see that. I do have another spot that I want to do another flower bed, because I do have more zinnias and marigolds, and I think I have maybe 2 or 3 more sunflowers left. Okay, so right here I do have a couple more marigolds left, and I have some zinnias, and this is a zinnia too, and I have some sunflowers. I think I misplaced them, but I think, I'm not for sure what I did with my sunflowers. I may not have any more sunflowers, but I plan to plant these. This is my rose bush, so I plan to plant some flowers going around my rose bush. But of course I will show you guys that in another video once I get this cleaned up and situated. And pretty soon it'll be time to get my potatoes harvested. I believe they have maybe I would say maybe about 2 or 3 more weeks, because the foliage is looking pretty healthy. So I'm pretty sure they're not ready to be harvested as of yet. I do know for a fact that there is potatoes in the buckets. They may not be as big, but there's definitely potatoes in the buckets. And I will have more potatoes to plant right back into these buckets once I harvest them. Alright, you guys, so this will complete today's video. And of course, when you're gardening, it's not just a, throw a seed in a pot or throw a seed in the ground and watch it grow. You always gonna have something to do with managing your garden, and there's always going to be something for you to do in your garden. So you guys, I thank you so much for watching, and if you're not subscribed and you like my content, please consider to subscribe. And also thank you for existing and returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for always tuning back in. I will see you guys again on another video. I hope you guys have a very blessed and great day, and God bless.